G'day all, welcome back to DaddyD's channel, and we'll be having another video on NRL Supercoach 2020. Look forward to sharing my insights over the season, and just wanted to shout out to all the subscribers on our channel. At the moment we're up to 21, and that's absolutely awesome. Thank you very much, guys, to everyone that subscribed, and hopefully we can get a few more people to subscribe and get up to our first target of 50 subscribers would be awesome. So just wanted to talk to you about a few things today. Got a new backdrop, got me Bulldogs jersey on. As I said to you, Daddy D is a Bulldog supporter, have been all my life. Want to thank everyone that put comments on the first video. All the comments were awesome and constructive, and really appreciated all the feedback from you guys. So hopefully you can keep that up. I've tried to reply to all the comments, and I'll continue to try and reply to as many comments as I can over the season. Just wanted to let you know as well, I've gone back and done my refresher course for being a CMO on the Sunshine Coast. Now, a CMO is a coach of match official. So basically I go around and I assess young referees, male and female, on their games and their performance, and try and give them some tips and critiques into how to improve their performance and better referee games. That's young junior games. So a lot of those referees are going to be from the age of 13 to about 16, 17 years old. There'll be a couple of older ones who's just started refereeing, but really looking forward to spending some time with those young guys and girls over the next season, and hopefully I can give them some benefit of my experience and wisdom. So on to Supercoach 2020 talk. Now, I did want to let you guys know some of the places that I get my research, I get my information, I get support, and I get help from. So I wanted to tell you guys about some of these places that are available to you guys as well, right? That I've always found really, really helpful, and I hope that you guys might do as well. So big shout out to NRL Supercoach Talk. If you put in NRL Supercoach Talk in a Google search, it should come up. They've got an amazing website. It's got lots of different forums and advice and information. There's also, in those forums you can put your team, you can put questions, and other people who's been playing Supercoach will give you some really, really good feedback. It's an awesome website. I really recommend putting that in your favourites and signing up. It's not going to cost you anything. They even do podcasts and that as well. Right, their podcasts are awesome. Really check them out, guys. It's a really, really good help throughout the year. NRL Supercoach Stats is another one. If you're looking for the differences between a couple of players, the stats on this site will show you over the last few years what they've done in Supercoach. Obviously, as the season goes along, it'll also show you how they're performing and give you a little bit more insight, especially when you're looking to make trades, and not burn trades. Right, it's really, really helpful. Most of us that have played Supercoach also know that there's like a Supercoach paid subscription where it gives you information and access to some of the stuff from NRL Supercoach, like the Bible and cheapies and pods and stuff like that, articles. Now, not everyone can afford or wants to take out a subscription for that, or even for the Courier Mail and the Telegraph and the other papers. So when some of those articles come up and you click on them, it comes up with a screen saying, subscription required, subscribe here, da da da. If you don't want to do that, what I've found is NRL, Fox NRL page up the top is a NRL Supercoach news, and I've used that in the past, and it actually gives me access to some of the articles and that without having to have a subscription. So I found that really useful as well. If I find anything else out during the year, obviously I'll let you guys know. But that's where I mainly get my information from. There are a couple of other sites in regards to, the NRL site itself for player injuries and some news on player movements and stuff. But they're the three main ones that I find really, really helpful in regards to Supercoach. So I just wanted to let you guys know. Today, I'm also going to let you know of some team changes, or possible team changes, and reason why I'm looking at taking some of these players out. Could be due to lots of different things, but we'll talk about that in a bit. And hopefully some player interest as well. So we'll move on to that one. So on to some possible team changes. Now, looking at my team, and I'm still not convinced on the hookers, so that's still up in the air for me a little bit. But some of the news coming out is in regards to one of my second rowers. So we're going to move to that one first. And John Bateman at the moment has gone in for some surgery on his shoulder. Now it's a recurrent, or an injury that he carried through last year and had some painkillers for, but it has been decided that it's beneficial for him to have that surgery now. So there's been no time frame of when he may or may not be. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. But at the moment, I've traded him out due to that. I don't think he's going to be available for the first couple of rounds of Supercoach. So that's one reason why I've sort of, the one guy that I'm looking at the moment, and especially if you guys have been watching the Nines tournament, Kickout seems to be fitter, stronger. I don't know how he's stronger or fitter, but he seems to be stronger and fitter and faster than last year. So with him starting off at 543 200, I think he's the guy that I'm going to go with as a replacement for Bateman at the moment. Not completely confirmed. I've still got my eye on stuff going down with Arrow. Now, not due to any reasons of himself, my second issue is, or second possible change, is Fifita Pangai Jr. Now, I have my doubts on his consistency. I do like him as a player, but Broncos are a little bit up in the air, I think, at the moment, and I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. I like the price of Angus Crichton, and I think I'm going to, at the moment, slot him into my team, and making those two changes gives me 174,300 remaining in my salary cap to maybe strengthen my team in a couple other places. So where I'm not sure at the moment, I like the risk. And don't get me wrong, I'm taking a risk in the halves in regards to having Ash Taylor, Luai, George Williams and Drinkwater in my team. It's not a risk I took lightly. I've considered it. I looked down and looked at the possible outcome. And I'm still fairly happy with it. I think I'm going to remain taking that risk. So I'm not going to make any changes there at the moment. Most people that play Supercoach, what you say right at this moment is what you believe, but it doesn't mean that in 10 minutes' time it's not going to change. But that's the way I'm going at the moment. I've had a couple of people say, in regards to my centres, I'm not unhappy with my centres. The couple of players I want to keep an eye on is possibly Remy Smith for the Bulldogs. He's been moved or potentially moved to the centres. I find that quite interesting. I like him as a player. Just didn't think he got enough ball or got involved enough last year. So, but I do like DWZ as well. When he came to the Bulldogs, he just, we all saw when DWZ came to the Bulldogs, his involvement was high, and they then started getting on this role. So I see a lot of potential there. Yes, it's a Bulldogs player. And to be honest, not a lot of benefit in a lot of Bulldogs players at the moment. But I'm optimistic. I am optimistic. So I'm going to stick with DWZ, Dewey, but Asako is all going to come down to me of whether he's playing fullback. If he's playing fullback, then I'm going to keep him. If he's not playing fullback, then he's more than likely he's going to go. Lomax for the Dragons. There's how many players in the? There's about 3 players in the Dragons possible backline that I'm interested in. Lomax, Saab, and Sailor. So I'm going to keep an eye out over the next couple of weeks and see how that goes, and then make a decision on which one I'm going to go from there. Now, in my reserves in the centres, I've got Moga. I really like the look of Moga. Worries me with injuries. He's had a lot of knee injuries and season-ending injuries for 3 or 4 years, if not more. Alright? And he still hasn't managed to establish himself. He's been to a few clubs. So at this present moment in time, I have taken the option of getting rid of him. And as was suggested by one of my subscribers, I've brought in, sorry guys, I'm just having a look at something. So I did get a message from one of you guys to look at Best from Newcastle, and I quite like that idea. I did get some, or I read something or saw something, it might have been on NRL Supercoach Talk, that it was in a moon boot, so that sort of put me off a little bit, but they have high hopes for this guy. He's a young kid, so I've decided to go with him. He's around the same sort of price. I mean, he's only about $5,000 cheaper than Moga, so I've ended up going for him. Talau's not a definite, and the other guy from the Titans, I can't pronounce his name. He ended up coming from Parramatta. They're both a wait and see what cheapies actually get selected in round one. And at the moment, Ponga and Pappenhausen are still there in my fullback. So not a lot of changes at the moment. Just Best in for Moga. Wait and see on Asako and Lomax. Crichton in for Pangai, and Kiko in for Bateman. So they're the changes at the moment in regards to my team. And well, so we're going to move on from those changes at the moment, and I'll add in some players that I'm looking at, players of interest. So the main player of interest for me, even though I like my halves a lot, I'm really struggling in not trying to find the money to get Cleary in. But I think with having Luai in there, I'll still stick with Ash Taylor. I really think, from reading all the reports, seeing a couple of the interviews that he's done, that he's in a really good headspace. So I might just stay there. But player of interest for me is always, I've liked Nathan Cleary, so he'll be a guy that I'm keeping an eye on. Andrew Fifita is another one. He had a season that was up and down last year. I think with Pryor going, Gallen retiring, having a lot of young fellas in the side, and is very reasonably priced, that he could be. So I'm not sure that I'll take Haas out of my side. Possibly could be Clemmer that might come out and Fifita in. That'll free up some more money. But that I'm still undecided. And my last player of interest at the moment is Nelson AsofaSolomona. I just see big things for Scott, but can he get enough minutes? Can he improve his points per minute? I'm just not sure at the moment. So they're my three players of interest at the moment. And obviously I'm going to keep an eye on some others, and hopefully on my next video will be some of the rookie players that could be possible cheapies or players of interest. We'll look at those next time. Well, thank you very much, guys, for watching my video. Thank you very much for your support. Very much appreciated. I've actually really enjoyed talking about Supercoach and my thoughts. So that's it for today.